The only plan I had was making the front end a DJ booth rack. That's literally all I had. Everything else was just sort of winging it, really. My name is Myles Greenwood and welcome to Rubber Ducky Records. I've always had a love for music, always been into, well, I've been into records. I bought my first decks when I was like 16, so well over 10 years. So I was helping to run and work at a record shop in Lausanne in Switzerland called Le Grand VG. That was happening before lockdown and during lockdown and the pandemic. I took my van, went to the UK, bought 5,000 records, and then the borders got shut. So I got stuck in England trying to run a record shop in Switzerland with all these tunes. Started selling them and posting them around the UK, and then I realised very quickly that we've got a better music culture, music scene, record scene. Everything is easier to run in the UK than in a country like Switzerland, so I just thought I want to open a shop here. I mean, I love sharing music. I've always loved sharing music with friends, and it's even nicer when it's customers, people that you don't necessarily know, and then you get to know them, and then you just meet so many nice people, and it's such a lovely scene. And then yeah, when I came to the idea of starting to look for ventures, starting to look for venues, trying to find small shops and, you know, places in city centres. I was looking at Manchester, I was looking at Leeds. Everything was just way too expensive in the city centres, so I didn't really know what to do. And I was speaking to my dad, and I remember when he had a midlife crisis and bought a boat, and I thought maybe it's a crisis, but let's buy a boat and do it on that instead. I found this boat after a night out, woke up in the middle of Hebden Bridge on a couch and started walking on the canal. I'd been looking for months and months to try and find a boat. Went to the boatyard, and there'd been a drag queen squatting on this in London. That's then gone on to do RuPaul's Drag Race. I opened the door, there's like empty bottles of poppers, boots everywhere, all this writing on the walls, and I thought, this is the boat. This looks like a fun boat with history, I'm gonna get it. And then gutted everything out, ripped it all out, took the bed out, took the whips and chains down, and started filling it with records, yeah. The electrics, the plumbing, a lot of the joinery, I was getting a lot of help from family and friends, there's no way I would have been able to do this without the support of family and friends that helped me with a lot of the trade work. But yeah, it is a DIY project in a sense. It is tight and it is small, so I want people to come and have the best experience they can. So only 2 people max at the moment is what I'm taking, unless it's a big group where they're all friends and they're all pals. But yeah, just get in touch and book an appointment if you fancy a dig. The people that I've had so far have all been absolutely fantastic. People have been coming, Manchester, York, Leeds. They're getting here, they're playing the music on the sound system, and I can make them drinks, help them find the records, because obviously I've just got boxes and boxes and boxes, and let them know what they want to find. If they find stuff that they like, I can direct them and hopefully make it as good as possible for them. Each box is just differently a basic genre, so techno, house, tech house, trance for example, minimal, disco, breaks. It's all just in a genre, and when somebody gets here I can move them around, you can have a flick, put what you want on. What's this? Yeah, this is like a D Van Horn tune, trance one from 1990. It's a Belgian one, but yeah, I mean the sound system's decent. Obviously everything's made of wood and the space is quite small, so it actually sounds pretty decent. There's about 2,000, 99% of it is secondhand, and it's nearly all electronic. Whilst I've been in the UK, I picked up a lot of big collections, a couple old rave collections from the 90s down in Norwich off some lad who used to have a big sound system back in the day and do illegal raves. Record collectors or DJs back in the day, often they're the most exciting ones to me. If you get some DJ who used to play out in the 90s and then, I don't know, they're now running a pub. They've often got gold. I try and source them all the time, really. Just to make it easier for people to dig as well, I put sort of the key information on a sticker. So ultrasound, hydrophone, and then this is a Techno 1995 from the UK. The label's on there as well, because obviously electronic music can be a bit of a minefield, so that's just to help you find what you want to find, basically. I plan to take it over towards Manchester and get it to maybe Hebden Bridge, Todmorden, places like that. And then I think after that, I'm going to tick off Leeds and hopefully be in Leeds for the winter. Birmingham, London, we'll see. I mean, if I can keep churning out collections and keep getting stock, then I don't see why I can't. Everywhere is connected by the canals, and I'd love to take it far and wide. The response online has been amazing. Loads of kind messages, loads of articles, videos, you know, all this nice stuff. People seem to do genuinely love the idea, which is amazing. It's soft launch. This is what I've been saying to people, because it's not like I've smashed a bottle of champagne on the front or a can of John Smith's and you know, said it's open, cut the rope, because I'm just doing private appointments. I want people who are really keen, and some people have followed the project for, you know, a year. And also I need to be a little bit well behaved with the Canal and River Trust, because they've been so lovely and they're so nice to work with, and they're very supporting of businesses. I don't want to be like, right, it's open, let's start having a party. Do you know what I mean? And piss off them fishermen for a start. I would like to have an event, maybe where I have like an opening proper, you know, drinks on the side, but it's all try to keep it low key at the moment. When you're in a nightclub, it's easy to chat to people because, you know, everyone's smashed or whatever, and you know, you meet lots of people at club nights or at gigs. But in a record shop, you're seeing them in a, you know, the daytime environment. They can become really big parts of music communities. And I'd love to bring people together, and you know, I've already had lads from all over that they've met up and they didn't, you know, they've had an appointment with somebody else at the same time, and they've bonded, or you know, they're sharing tunes already, and I absolutely love that. So yeah, that's Rubber Ducky Records in a nutshell. If you want to get in touch, social media is the easiest way if you want to book an appointment. I do actually have a Discogs online as well if you want to check out, because you know, a bit further afield. But if you're in the north of England or you're in West Yorkshire and you want to do an appointment, yeah, get in touch. I'm ready. I'm here.